Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel about suicide awareness and prevention. Very serious topic tonight, for whoever's watching day or night. And it's about your mental health and depression if you're suffering from depression. So, I want to start off by saying that your life matters and never give up. No matter what obstacles you're facing, or what tragedy that has occurred, or how deep your suffering goes, and the perception you're under now that things are not going to get better, I'm living proof that things will get better. I'm a two-time attempted suicide survivor over 20 years. Um, Last time was 6 years ago, and hopefully never again. You never can say never, and you just keep working towards never going to that place that becomes very dangerous. And it's about our mental health, isn't it? It's about how we care for ourselves, how we love ourselves, and if we're sick, that we see a doctor, that we see a psychiatrist, we see mental health professionals. They're there for a reason. They help me. I'm med free today for the past 6 years, and I plan on staying med free. Just I like to feel my senses. I don't want to be drugged, but I tell you, if I needed it, if my mental health was psychotic or off, or some issues that were going on about too much depression, I would definitely, make sure that I'm on medication. So I'm a big advocate for medication. Not overly medicated, but the right balance of medication. But let's talk about your mental health. How do you feel today? Do you feel like you're down every day? Do you feel I'm depressed every day? Life sucks and I'm down. Because if you're in a consistent pattern, and this is where it gets dangerous. If you're in a consistent pattern that every day is just dread and drudge, and it becomes that, and then you're sleeping more than you should be sleeping, you're not talking as much, you're not washing as much. These are the signs to look out for your loved ones if you're a loving parent, brother, sister, friend. What's going on in their behavior? What is happening? And the biggest thing is to be able to sit somebody down or walk right up to them, loving friend, as a parent. You thinking about hurting yourself? Are you? Are you thinking about killing yourself? Ask the question. Ask the question. Because if you don't ask the question, you're not going to get the reaction. They might not say anything to you. They might say, just look at you. How they react is a big telltale sign. It's a big telltale sign. But I'm a big advocate about asking the question. It's a tough one to ask when you get your dignity at stake. The other person's dignity, right? Like, why would you ask me a question like that? Well, geez, you haven't been washing. You haven't showered in a couple of days. You're always down. The past couple of weeks. Is this a passing phase, or are you okay? You all right? Because if you're not, I'm here for you, and I'll be able to take you to the doctors. But you got to be upfront with yourself. No matter how bad you're hurting, because when you start getting into the rhythm of depression, and it continues to morphin, and the sleeping patterns get longer, the showers get more or less frequent, the withdrawing becomes more withdrawing, and the dread sets in. Now, when the depression starts turning into clinical depression, now you're not even in your right state of mind at most of the time. It's a psychotic state. And now you're not thinking straight. Now I want the pain to go away. I want to check out. I don't want to be here no more. My world is about as big as a pea, and I just don't want to do it no more. So these are the things you should be asking yourself for mental health. Am I eating? Am I eating good? Am I getting adequate sleep? I mean, pills are not going to just be the only thing that take you out of a depressed state or a suicide state. Am I drinking too much? Am I smoking too much weed? Am I doing things I shouldn't be in excessive? And it causes this imbalance in your life. So we can't just say, oh, give me Zoloft, give me this and that, and I'll balance myself out, and I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. It doesn't work that way. And these are the lessons I've learned over the years. It is a combination of things going on with you. First is getting your feet on the floor and getting out of bed. You know, this is for your mental health in many, many ways that you have to be able to really help yourself and get to the point where you're into it and you're saying, okay, I need to make sure, just checking the time here. We're only about 5 minutes. You know, I'm trying to keep these videos under 10 minutes because, you know, they can get long and drawn. But I want to make the biggest impact I can make, so we understand that. Okay, what's today? You know, and then if you're on the brink and if you're sitting there going, I want to kill myself today. Today I want to kill myself. Why? Why today? Why not yesterday? Why not the day before? You know, 3 days ago. Why today? What are you feeling like? More dread? More darkness? More, I can't believe I'm even in this position? I'm so ashamed. This is a mental health thing going on with you that delusional. It's not reality, because you know when you were healthy, you know, at one point, even if you were 75% healthy, you were doing very well in your life. So it's hard to really get into this darkness that I felt. How do you put it in words? The self-loathing, the self-esteem, that I'm just worthless. I'm just no good. I don't feel like I'm worth anything. You know, these are the thoughts that we keep thinking, and we think about them, and we're repeating it, and it becomes your character, right? And then we're playing victim at some point. We're victimized. Look at this. Look at when you're playing victim. Yeah, it is selfish. That part of it's selfish. For me, when you're playing the victim, it's a selfish part. You know, as far as getting to a suicide state and depression and sickness, would I put a selfish label on it? Yes, on the surface. You kill yourself, you're leaving so many behind to suffer. Regardless if it's your kids, your family members, friends, you're leaving a lot of people behind. And they're going to suffer, okay? So that's the pain on when you drop that bomb of I want to do it and I'm going to go. You know, yeah, you want to think about, if you can think about them just for a second, that what am I going to do to my family doing this? You know, what message am I sending my kids? That we give up? That we quit? That we say no more, I'm done? I made that mistake twice. I don't plan on making it a third time, because it's worth it to live. I put value of living more than ending. But the selfishness really starts setting in on the victimization. Poor me, I'm sick. Let me use you as a crutch. Let me help me. The only crutches I want people to get is medical treatment, knowing their condition, and making sure, here's the big one, I'm going to end here with a couple of things, especially for men. I'm hurting. I've been depressed. I'm afraid. I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt myself. Maybe I need to go into the hospital and get evaluated, because I'm really starting to think about killing myself. And when you get into those kind of thoughts, and the biggest thing for you're a tough guy or whatever you are, it's like to go up to somebody and say, I'm weak. I'm weak, man. Life has beaten me down so much, I'm weak right now. But that doesn't mean you're going to stay down forever. So we're just about on 10 minutes. So when you get into that weakness state, you admit that you're weak. It's okay. You're a bigger person, a bigger man, bigger woman to say, I'm suffering, I'm weak, I'm not right. And then you want to take the steps to get you right. And if it's going to the doctor, getting on the right meds, walking, working out, eating right, sleeping right, this is your mental health. You on the other side. Over abusing, drugs, drinking, whatever it takes. You have to know you. You want to love yourself. You want to know, what is my condition today? And especially if you're working through depression and you're trying to get off meds or trying to balance your mind and get where you need to be. So, with that all said, I hope I made some impact about mirroring and looking at who you are and not relying on somebody else to step in and do it for you, because nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody owes you nothing, and nobody's going to do it for you. Now, you have loving people around you and family, of course they love you. My family loved me. That wasn't even the question. That never was the question. It's about loving ourselves. I mean, really loving ourselves. I say, oh, I'm happy today. I bought a car, or I'm going on a trip, or I met somebody. If someone's toxic in your life, do you want that person draining your energy and making you depressed? You should be making decisions to move away from that. Whatever's going on, if it's not working. But in the end, you have to be saying to yourself, I really believe this firmly. Nobody owes me nothing. Nobody's going to do it for me. But when I sit alone, I'm just not going to make believe I'm happy. I'm looking for that ultimate happiness, that I got to be okay with myself. I'm a good human being. You're a good human being. You are. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. Even if you made mistakes. You try to drop the S, take accountability and responsibility, but here it is. Everybody makes mistakes. You try to drop the S, that's all. Be accountable, be responsible. This is part of life. I'm going to get down, I'm going to get up. I call them the lower life conditions in my Buddhist practice. We all get there, even the Buddhists. Buddhist people go to the lower life condition: anger, jealousy, resentment, sickness, addictions. We're like anybody else. What we try to do is raise ourselves up. So we're in the world of compassion, caring, loving, like a Buddha, status of enlightenment. It's not to preach religion. We're talking about life condition and taking action. So I went over a little more than I wanted to, because when I start, I just feel that some things need to be said. But I'll end with this. You're a beautiful person, man. You got many people that love you that would be devastated if you take your life. And these are the people I'm talking to, or loved ones that are worried about somebody. To show them this video, share it, like, subscribe, share, drop down box, little arrow on the right, sign up, pass it along. My name is Dan Pelley. I'm an inspirational speaker, and I've been that for quite some time in my life, even before I practiced Buddhism. So I'm an inspirational speaker, and I'm doing all I can to help others, and that's all we can really do, because it comes back to us when we help others. So with that said, I'll end with this. Your life matters, and never, ever give up. Have a winning day.